Hey fam, so we all saw the events of this weekend, February 28th, right at the end of Israelite History Month. I hope you guys enjoyed your Israelite History Month and hope you learned a whole lot about Israelite culture and history. But in light of this weekend and what took place over in Iran, we might be at that time. You know, I've mentioned it on some of my social media, but yeah, we are in the prophetic timeline. The prophetic timeline that the prophets of the Bible spoke about, and even people who don't even believe in it are seeing the parallels. You could ask ChatGPT what the end of age prophecies look like, what they would look like today if they were happening right now. And you'll be you if you don't know already, you will be intrigued, probably at least, by the answers that you will get from artificial intelligence. It's got some surprising accuracy. So anyway, don't mind Reggie over there. He's waiting for his mama to get back home. That's his spot. He camps out by the door. I'm sure he does not do this when I'm not here, though. Anyway, I've talked about getting together a go bag, some type of bag, because I definitely believe that we are going to get out of here. But I don't think that we are getting out of here. The way it's looking right now, I don't think we're getting out of here in luxury. You know what I mean? So I've recommended getting a go bag. This is my go bag. I have unloaded everything from it, but it's a pretty good size. It's about the size of a standard. It's a little smaller than a standard issue rucksack in the Army. At least what they were issuing when I was in. But it holds about that. Would say it holds about the same amount of gear that one did inside. Granted, I have more compartments, so I guess the multiple compartments kind of makes up for the spacing, right? Hopefully, one hopes. Seems to for me. So what did I pack? Let's get to that. I will start with here. Start at the basics, what you're obviously gonna need, and you want to pack for, I will say, clothing wise, pack for a week. Why are you walking through in the middle of this, Reginald? Can you move, please? Go sit down. Go sit down. Thank you very much, sir. So the first thing, this bag that's sitting in front of Reggie right there, it is a waterproof bag. I recommend having a waterproof bag. Luckily, well, the one that I have here, it zip locks. It does. That's how it seals itself. Um, Personally, I'd prefer something that I could tie close, but that's not the type of bag that I had accessible at said time. So I have about a week's worth of clothes in there. Um, so I've, shirts, underclothes, pants. Now I don't mean 7 changes of each thing, of course, but 7 shirts and underclothes, that's not negotiable for me. But as far as the pant, I got a good pair of jeans in there. So, with that, obviously I want to have a couple pairs of jeans, pants, something that I can wear more than one day if necessary, and it's going to be durable. So I recommend jeans. Now, keep in mind, my list, well, clothing-wise, I'm not even going to say clothing-wise. I want you to understand that my list is based off of, a man. Okay? So this is not universal, I will say, but it is semi-universal, as what it can get you in the direction of what to pack. So, in addition to underclothes, shirts, pants, I also have beanies in there because my head may get cold. Who knows when I may have to, or when we may have to, literally abandon our houses. Or if they decide to instate martial law and round people up in the process. Are you going with the group to the camps or whatever, or what are you doing? I know I'm not, so these are things that I'm preparing for. Possibilities, I will say. Some of the possibilities. So I have a few weeks worth of clothes. Have stuff that will keep you warm. I recommend having some type of jacket packed in here. Maybe something light, not necessarily heavy. Have things that you can layer, like long johns, because I have those in there too. Have rain gear. I have a pants and coat suit. Not always a popular option, but if you really don't want to get wet, I recommend going with it. Have a pair of boots. Not necessarily packed, but have a pair of boots that you are going to grab with the contents of this, with your go bag, basically. Have your boots with your go bag. If you're not going to pack them in your bag, have them right next to each other so you can grab them. All right. Hygiene. Have hygiene supplies. You're going to have to pack it to your, expectation. I would say pack something that, you don't want to have enough for one day. I'll put it like that, okay? Like, be practical. You're not just be practical about it. That's all I can really say on that. Make sure you have appropriate things to clean yourself with, freshen up, whatever. I have a variety of things you can see in there: toilet paper, lotion, mouthwash, baby wipes, body washes. See, kind of staying in the comfort area here. Sometimes I'm a light sensitive sleeper, not so much noise, but so I have a sleep mask. I have a few of these hand warmers because who knows when and where this what necessitates being warm. But you don't have to just use them for your hands. Sleeping bag. So I have two. I actually do a double layer sleeping bag. That's why I have the two. Considering food, have some type of, let's just say like an MRE, meal ready to eat. So if you're familiar with those, make one. You can make one up. It's not that difficult to do. Just find a few small package items that you can set aside, like instant coffee, instant, drink mixes, little like bags of nuts, little jerky sticks, tuna comes in a bag now. You don't have to necessarily get it in a can. Fruit snacks, just something that can give you, you can look at it as something that'll give you energy, and it'll keep you from starving. Speaking of that, if you're not a person that does fasting, I recommend getting started. Even if it's just a little bit at a time, try fasting for half a day. Like 6 hours. Don't eat, I'm not going to say don't eat breakfast, but say if you don't eat breakfast, if you're like a 2 meal a day person, try just eating 1 meal. If you're a 3 meal a day person, skip lunch. Fast from breakfast to dinner. And have those 2 meals 12 hours apart. You can start small. But along the lines of food, let's say, obviously I pack food. I'm going to want to be able to eat it. So I have this little fold-up utensil set. And I have a cup. And considering I'm going to want to be able to access clean water, I also have this for water. There's a few things you could get in order to have access to clean water. This is just one of the ones that I got. It was relatively inexpensive. I think I spent like $15 for it. Let's see other things that I have. Oh, we'll come back to that. Now, after that, let's see. No, actually, we will go right over there back to that. So I have emergency supplies kit. And that's where you're going to want to have things like fire starters, chalk, sewing kit, and like emergency blanket and poncho. In case, you need to get rescued. Maybe you need to get rescued. So, just good to have, even if you're just going camping. Say you get injured and you need a bandage to wrap up. You need something to cover your bandage. Keep it clean. Bandaging. There you go. Just some of the emergency supply items, and then thermometer. A variety of uses. If you get a digital one, make sure you have some batteries for it. Pain medication, good to have, because what if you do get injured and you're hurt? You're experiencing physical pain. Emergency, or not emergency, but first aid kit. Cuts and bruises. Have a variety of things in there that that usually come in there. Plus, I would say supplement it. I supplemented mine with A&D ointment. This Bite what is it? It's like a, I don't remember. It like helps with mosquito bites or something like that. I don't remember. Surgical dressing. That doesn't usually come in a first aid kit, but it's worth supplementing. Tape. I think I got, what is this, eye drops? I think this is the eye drops. Yep. That doesn't usually come in a first aid kit, but you never know when something's going to get in your eye, so that's why I say supplement your first aid kit. Caffeine pills. Pain medication. Bandages. Oh yeah, I got another emergency blanket in here too. One thing I like to be is prepared. If you don't know nothing about me, know that. I do not like being unprepared. If you're in the military, I know this looks familiar to you. But you gotta shit somewhere, right? Ooh. Yeah, you gotta relieve yourself somewhere, right? So be kind. Don't leave it for other people to come upon. Communication. I recommend, especially whether you're by yourself or you might not be by yourself, get you a set of walkie-talkies. Make sure you have batteries for walkie-talkies. A multi-tool, definitely something you should have in your bug-out bag as well, because multi-tools have so many uses. You might need pliers, you might need a screwdriver, you might need a file, you might need, I don't know, a bottle opener. You know, get the multi-tool that works for you. Have some type of knife, even if it's just a box cutter type. Have something. Don't ever be out in the wild without a blade. And a flashlight. I got a headlamp style, but make sure you have, again, batteries for it. Why do I have a slingshot? Just because. Don't think I don't use that. And then have yourself some supplies to fish. Yeah, have some fishing supplies. And make sure you are including these types of gloves in your fishing supplies. Have these. You do not want to be cutting yourself on some damn fish scales or fins, okay? Have these. As well as the stuff you're going to need to fish, you know. Lures, hooks, string. You might not have a fishing rod, so you at least have everything you would need, minus the rod. Bait, you can always figure out. Find it in a while. Yeah, that pretty much covers at least some basics for you to go off of. So, like, have your first aid kit, have a shovel, little fishing kit, have a flashlight, walkie-talkie, emergency supplies, MRE. You know, you gotta supplement. Have your hygiene items, have you a few comfort items. I'm not going to have a pillow, but you might want to figure something out with that. Maybe a neck pillow. And it's cool if I'm only using the bigger sleeping bag, the outer one, I can take that inner one and use it as a pillow like Reggie's doing. And also have something to write on and with. Have you like a notebook. Have a notebook, have pen and paper, some writing supplies. You might need to write down something important. You might have to make your own map of sorts. So have something in order to do that as well. That's basically why I have this here. But that pretty much, I will say, covers some basic supplies to have with you. Yeah. As far as, I didn't talk about things to defend yourself with, because that's pretty much gonna be what's available to you, your preferences. And licensing in cases, or permits, licensing, whatever we want to call it. So yeah, I'll recommend you probably consult with someone else on that. So I hope you have a basic of what to pack for yourself, for your loved ones, if you're packing their bag up too. This is just to give you somewhere to start. Alright? Shalom, family, and let me know if this video benefits you, or benefited you, or at least helped you in packing your go bag. And let me know if you want me to talk about any other type of prepping, I guess. That's not something I will say that I'm an expert in. I'm primarily new to prepping, but I do know some things, because just life, my life experience, which I've never, maybe one day on this channel I'll kind of talk about that more in detail. But let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, fam.